What is good, you sexy son of a guns? It is Philly. That is Taz. It is the Taz and Philly show, and we are back with a not a reaction video tonight. This is actually a little bit different. This is a question and answer video. We are to that time where we're going to answer some of your questions. I think the deadline was February 15th. We got a bunch of questions that were asked of Taz and I, and we're going to go through them. I think Taz is going to kind of read them out, and then we're going to give you some answers. I haven't really looked at any of these yet. I'm kind of waiting to react to them raw, so this should be interesting. I can't even begin to imagine what some of these questions actually are. But go ahead, man. What do you got? Do you know anything? Have you read any of them? What's the thing with this?
I read one or two like several days ago when we first started it, but honestly, I didn't read any more because I figured we'd both be kind of like surprised.
Yeah,
if for some reason I don't want to answer it, I'll pass it on to Philly because Philly said he'll answer anything. So I didn't read all these questions, so we'll see. All right, so the first question is from one of our subscribers, Keek.
Oh.
Keek. So this one's for you, Philly. Keek asked the question, do you have family, children, pets?
Yes. I have 2 of 3. Well, 2 of 3 that I know of, and a third that I don't think so. So what I mean by that is I have pets. Yes, I have 2 dogs. I have a black lab pit bull mix that I rescued, and also a German shepherd that I adopted as well. That would be my pets. I have 2 betta fish as well, if you want to consider them pets. You don't need to do anything but change the water and throw in a couple pebblets every couple of days, but every once in a while they're still fun to look at. So that would be my pets. Family. Is that what the other question was? Family and what was the other part?
Family, children.
Family, yes. I have a brother. I have an older brother. My father passed away. I still have my mom, and then obviously like nieces and nephews and so forth and cousins. But yeah, and then as far as children are concerned, I don't have any kids that I'm aware of. Nobody has told me they've been pregnant. So unless I get a knock on the door somewhere where somebody's like, "Daddy," 18 years, like, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" I don't know. No, I don't think so. Yeah, that'd be a hi, sir. I think I'm your kid. That's when I drop dead. So.
I know you'll be like, well, you're ugly, so I guess you are mine.
Yeah, that's a good one. But no, I don't believe I have children. Yes, family and pets, absolutely. Humongous dog lover, humongous animal lover. So, absolutely
right.
so. And Taz, how about yourself?
How about myself?
Yeah, how about yourself?
Well, I mean, I guess we all have family, but as far as immediate family, I am happily single with 0 children. Well, one was a scare years ago, but other than that, 0 children.
Nobody wants to procreate with you, so that makes sense.
No pets. I'm allergic to cats. I would love to have a cat, but I'm allergic to it. It's not worth the shots. No dogs. I had a dog years ago as a trial to see if I like dogs. I don't. But I gave it a happy home. I did like thorough research. Happy home with a child. So I did. I care that much. And that's pretty much it. Part of the other question that Keek asked, it was like one long question. She's like, I'm from Pittsburgh. Where do you live now? I live in Pennsylvania. That's all you get to know.
Pennsylvania? Yeah, I mean, we're from PA, both of us. I give you like a general idea, like outside of Philly. I mean, I don't know if you would be really familiar with the areas,
outside of his own name.
Yeah, outside of my own name. That's why my name is Philly, because that is where I am originally from. So yep, that is correct. Yeah. We are both from PA. He lives in the backwoods somewhere with his Sasquatch family, and every once in a while he comes out and he hunts deer with his bare hand and eats apples and grapes in the wilderness. So that's Taz for you.
Thanks, Keek, for this. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
all right, so the next subscriber, this one is from our awesome subscriber Tanya, and I get this question. Oh, cool. She asked the question, "What is your favorite meal?" and then food that you will not eat.
His favorite meal is anything.
That is a lie. So if you've been watching every video, which I pretty much think you do, Tanya, my favorite meal or item in the meal is prime rib. Oh my God. Do you see me salivating? Or I might start. But prime rib is just my ultimate. I just love it. When I eat it, it's like a treat. So I try not to eat it like weekly or stuff like that. I'll save it
Uh-huh.
for like a surprise. Love prime rib. Food I will not eat. I am allergic to shellfish, so I cannot eat anything with shellfish. The only thing in the seafood family I can eat is fish and yeah, fish, tuna fish, salmon. I love salmon, but no shellfish. So, how about you, Philly?
How about everybody please do me a favor and send him a pound of shellfish? That would be excellent. That'd be a nice thing to do, right? For me, what was my favorite food? Well, I'm definitely a steak and potatoes guy. I can't say that prime rib is not something that I don't like. I do. I don't know if it's my go-to specifically, but
It's
a,
not. Don't
a
even
cut
front.
a cut of meat like steak, whether it be prime rib, whether it be ribeye, whatever. So I would say steak is probably my number one. Eat a lot of chicken, a lot of fish. Um, what was the other part? What don't I like? Is that what it was?
What won't you eat?
I won't eat fucking onions. I hate them. Absolutely hate onions with a passion. You come at me with an onion, and I'll throw it in the middle of the street. I always feel like a raw onion specifically. I always feel like a raw onion to me, like when you eat, like if you get like an Italian hoagie, somebody comes into a store or somebody buys an Italian hoagie and they come into like a room and they eat it, the whole room smells like somebody just got out of the gym and forgot to put deodorant on. That's what it always reminds me of. I think raw onions smell like absolute horse shit and it turns me off completely. So raw onions for me, don't come near me with that.
When you all send me that big old basket of seafood shells, throw some onions in there too. Thanks. So, our next question is from Martine, spelled Martine. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. So, for Philly, have you been to many concerts? And if so, what's your favorite memory of a concert?
Have I been to many concerts? Yeah, I've been to a handful. I wouldn't say like a crazy amount. I went to a Metallica concert a bunch of years ago where Godsmack opened up for them. I thought that was pretty good. That was a fun concert. I saw Korn and Stained open up for
Well, no,
them.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. It said if you've been to concerts, what's your favorite? So, do you have a
Oh,
favorite?
well, probably Lincoln Park, honestly, considering um, Chester's no longer here. I thought that was a pretty good. That'd probably be my favorite one. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off on the tangent, but those were probably my favorites anyway that I mentioned.
All right, that's cool. Mine goes way back because I haven't been to a concert in a long time. I'm dating myself, but it was a Salt and Pepper
Oh my God.
concert. I think it was called like the Budweiser Superfest, and it was great. And then it turned not so great out in the audience. It had nothing to do with the singers and the rap artists. It had to do with like crazy mayhem in the audience, and that's what like deterred me from going to future concerts. I'm lying. I did go to one concert after, but it was very small and nothing like full concert. It was like one of those small buildings that take like 100 people only, and that was for Dashboard Confessional. So that was pretty
Hmm.
cool. But the big concert with like thousands of people was Salt and Pepper, which I love them. They're like the best female rap artists still in my eyes. Like they
Salt and
set
pepper.
Salt and Pepper. That's what I said.
No, you said salt and pepper. Like you're
Don't try to
fucking
school me.
like you're
Don't
having
even
French
try.
fries. That's what you said.
You thinking about food still?
No,
If
you
I
said.
said if I said pepper, I
Yeah, I
blame
did.
forces beyond me.
You said I really enjoyed salt and pepper. That's what you said. That's
I hate
great.
him. I'm
that's,
thinking of that. I'm thinking of Bart and Homer again. Strangle.
I'm just
All
saying.
right. So let's see. The next one is from Amy, Aymee. Amy, what made you decide to start a reaction channel, and what do you guys do for a living? So you can start this, Philly.
Uh, um,
What made you start a reaction channel? Do that first.
I I don't know. I've always done content like I've had YouTube channels in the past that I've done for other adventures, and I've always been a fan kind of reaction channels, and I watched a lot of them during COVID. And I love music, and I thought, you know what? I thought this was something that would be fun to do, and honestly thought we would be pretty good at it. And I've known him a long time, so there's that dynamic. And I thought that we could feed well off of each other. I also don't see a lot of two people reaction channels where they're working out of two different locations. So I think it's just a unique blend. We bring like a humor to it because we know each other's like we can push each other's buttons a little bit because we know like where the line is and like he knows I'm kidding no matter what I say and vice versa. So I think it works well. We both have a real love for music, so I just think it was a perfect kind of opportunity. So that would be that. I
Yeah.
apologize. What was the second part? What do I do for a living? Is that what it was?
Yeah, if you want to answer that.
That's what, I mean. I've done a bunch of different things throughout my life, but most recently, like the last 13 years, I've been in sales. So I do that, and it's been successful for me. It gives me a lot of opportunities to do other things, and be able to live a nice life. So it can be a grind, obviously, but anything that you're going to be successful in always is. So with that being said, yeah, it's a lot. This is a lot of fun, and I appreciate sharing it, with you guys that are willing to take the journey with us.
Yeah, yeah. So answering to that question too, so what made you start a reaction channel? I definitely give all the credit to Philly. Philly is the one who came to me and asked me if I wanted to do one with him. I haven't even thought about it. So being it was the beginning of January and like I was all about, oh, one of my resolutions I was saying is I want to trying to figure out a way to grow, to branch out and things like that. It was like perfect timing. Plus the fact that I trust him because we've been best friends for years. And like he said, we have that dynamic because I don't let any old body, have that type of banter with me, especially if it wasn't like a friend. Um, and years ago, we worked together before quite successfully with eBay. This was many years ago. So we had a good harmony there. So that helped me make. I pretty much said yes as soon as he asked me. So put it that
Mhm.
way. So he was the leader in getting this all started, planting the seed. As far as what I do for a living, I've had a hodgepodge or potpourri of jobs through the years. Um,
Oh God.
the one that I do currently, which I take pride in, is I am a licensed freelance web designer. I have a bachelor's degree in that. Um, so that's what I'm passionate about and everything like that.
Well, plus you make
So
video games and shit, right? That's cool.
I was getting to that.
I thought you were gonna leave it out because I'm like, that's pretty cool. I
No,
thought.
but thank you so much for reminding me if I did forget. Yeah, I also have the same bachelor's degree for making video games. So I've made a few indie games. Like I don't have the caliber of making like Call of Duty and I forget that other one. Not Minecraft, whatever. Fortnite. But some indie games that I have made. One is on Steam, um, called Math versus Mayhem. It's a mathematics game for kids. And then I also made some other games that aren't on Steam, but they're available on my website, which is Tazzz Web Designs.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's unique too. Not a lot of people do that. I mean, a lot of people probably do it, but not a lot of people, I think, sometimes have the nuts to branch out and even try something like that because that's like a hit or miss type of thing. I mean, there's probably a lot of failure that can go into something like that, and yeah, sometimes it can be a risk to do something you love like that. It's not easy to sell a video game or make a video game, so I
Yeah.
give you a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, I always loved video games since I was a kid, but back in the earlier days, they didn't have college courses that actually taught you that. So, luckily, fast forward, there was a college that had an actual bachelor's degree for a video game, so I had to jump on that. So there you go. Um, and my website, the link is in our About Us page on our channel. Just throwing it out there, but any event. All right, so thank you for that, Amy. The next question is from Kim Zwolinski. Uh, did either of you have a guilty pleasure band or song that you didn't want the other person to know that you liked? Oh wow.
Wow, that's a good question, but man, I might have to think about that for a minute.
That I didn't want the other
Wow.
to know.
Oh shit. Damn.
I mean, I would
I'm
imagine, I don't know. He might not. I mean, because we like so many different types of music and stuff. So I would picture that maybe Philly would bustle me if I said like I like some girl bands or whatever. So like the 80s was my favorite era of music still. So like an instance of a girl band I listened to was like the Go-Go's. If you ever heard of the Go-Go's, I think Belinda Carlisle was the leader. And then there was a group called Heart. So I really rocked out to them. Well, I don't think he would diss me for Heart, but maybe the Go-Go's he would. So that would be one. I mean, but of course with our dynamics, like I don't care if he rags on me anyway. But that would be
Yeah,
one. What do you
I
say?
mean, oh man, I it's kind of catching me off guard. I mean, there's a one that sticks out to me. I don't think like it's anything I've really ever had a conversation with you about or that you've ragged on me for, but like I remember like I used to kind of like Culture Club, which was Boy George. You
Huh,
know, karma,
okay.
karma, 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 chameleon. Like I don't know. It's like so I used to get into that a little bit, but that's going back forever ago. And
No, but that's cool to know. I didn't know that you were into them. I mean, they rocked out. I was into them also, but
I have their
that's
CD. I mean, if that tells you anything.
yeah. Thanks, Kim. I didn't know he was into that because I did. Well, I didn't even know him back when Culture Club was popping.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's cool to know. All right, thank you, Kim. Let's see. The next one is from Chris Through Glass. If you had to decide on only three artists that you can listen to for the rest of your lives, who would it be and why?
Wow. Damn, that's a good one. Well,
So, only three artists to listen to for the rest of our lives. Well, you should know what one of yours is. That should pop off first.
well, I mean, I would probably throw NF in that category, I guess, because I think I mean, I'm not going to go back into this again. I mean, just the way his lyrics, his beats, just I think his versatility would keep me like from getting bored. He's got a lot of different things to listen to kind of if you're in a sad mood, a happy mood, a party mood, you want to think, you want to, there's a lot of different things that he does. So that's one of them. Oh man, Jesus Christ. Wow. I don't know, man. I'm kind of see. This is probably part of the problem with not reviewing the questions first beforehand because I don't know.
I
Do you
mean, I
have
didn't
one?
review them. I didn't review them either.
Well, if you think of one,
One
I'm gonna
one of mine, yeah, one of mine actually would be Salt and Pepper because, like I said,
Peppa.
I really Pepper. I said that.
You said pepper.
Ugh.
God
I
damn,
guess
man. No flavor having
I'm so
motherfucker,
I'm
man.
so used to talking proper. Like when they first came out, it
They
was
were
hard for
never
me.
salt and pepper though. They were always
No,
salt and
but I mean
pepper.
when they first came out, I did actually say Pepper because I was used to talking proper. So like my brain had to teach itself to say it's slang, and it threw me off initially. But I haven't been called out on that in so many years because they don't come up often in conversation. So that's actually kind of funny. I'm having flashbacks. Well, I really liked a lot of their songs. There was only like one song, and this was out of their plethora of albums that I didn't like. I can't even remember it because I hated it so much. But if I had to listen to them, like, and since that was back in the '80s and stuff, I could jam out to them. Also, Michael Jackson. Like, if I
Yeah,
had to listen to a lot to him, it would be another person
that's a
I would
pretty
listen
good
to
one.
a lot. Um, I'm thinking of a third one. Did you think of a second one?
Oh man, I was a bit. I'll tell you what. I was a big fan of Prince growing up.
Oh, okay.
Um, I loved a lot of his early stuff. I mean, he was just a musical genius and just played like every damn instrument under the sun and had a ton of hits and wrote a ton of hits. And it just guy was a musical legend. Michael Jackson. It's funny you bring him up, and my family would attest to this. This is 100% true. I was a gigantic Michael Jackson fan, probably from like the age of, I would say 6 to about 12. I had the jacket, I had the glove, I had the Thriller poster behind my bed. I mean, I fucking loved everything about him. I remember when the Thriller album came out and the video came out. I was young, and that video used to scare the shit out of me. And I would never be able to watch it fully through, especially like the graveyard scene. It just because I was like 6 when it came out, 7 when it came out, so it
Oh,
used to
okay.
like give me fucking nightmares. But I loved him as an artist. I remember one time this sticks out to me too. I always told my parents I wanted to go to a Michael Jackson concert, and those concerts were expensive as shit, and they weren't easy to get to or go to, and he didn't have concerts all the time. And they took me to a Michael Jackson impersonator at a local mall, and I remember. But I will say this: the guy resembled him a lot. Wore exactly, it sounded like him, kind of looked like him. So it was a cool experience, but certainly it wasn't the real thing. So that's the closest I got to Michael. That's a pretty good one. I don't know.
Right, I like that one.
I'd have to think about it a little bit more, but I will absolutely tell you, Michael Jackson was a huge inspiration for me growing up. There's no doubt. So yeah, I mean, I can't even say that wouldn't be a possibility.
All right, that's cool. I can't really think of a third because there's so many artists through the years that I really liked and I really like ran their cassettes, CDs, streams into the ground. So it's hard to like narrow down a third one, but you got two.
How
Damn
about
it.
Tom McDonald? Tom McDonald for the Hog Nation. I mean,
Well, he's new to me. I don't know if I want to listen to
yeah.
him the rest of my life. I don't know. I'm thinking
I
of I'm thinking of ones that
know. I'm kidding around
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. But I
I,
mean,
I
yeah,
like
I
him a
love
lot.
Tom, but
Sure.
yeah, let's leave it at that. All right, so the next one, and I'm gonna actually read this one. Don't worry, it's not bad, but for anybody that's watching this for the first time or anybody that whatever, Red Cat had asked, "Why is Philly so mean to Taz?"
I'm not. This is what he deserves. First of all, he deserves it. Um, he's been. See, the thing is, I've known him a long time. He's been an asshole ever since I've met him. And the stuff that he does here on camera, this is a front. So I want you to know that. No, I mean
Lies,
it's just what
lies.
it. It's just. That's why I think I said in one video that it's just sarcasm. It's just a way to have fun. I feel like it keeps it lighthearted. It brings some humor to the channel. This kind of really is how our relationship actually is. I mean, this is not really what we're doing now. Is not really putting it on. Like if he came over and we
Right,
were hanging out, I would do the exact same shit to him to his face in person, and it does,
right.
and he does it back. So it's just you're getting what our vibe really is. So and don't let it fool you. The guy says some shit to me too. He called me a gallon of milk the other day. Just remember that. So it ain't that nice. All right.
That's
So
important that you said that. I'm glad that you said that, like, because this is not. I mean, I know you don't know us, but I mean, all I can do is just look you right in your eyes and swear to you, like, this is not an act just for cameras. Like, that is our dynamic off screen, but it's all out of love. You know, it's not many people that I could jab with like that. Not all my friends can take my sarcasm. Some I have to actually dial it down a lot. And that's difficult because it's pretty much me. The only time I really don't have it at all is like if I'm, through the years if I'm working somewhere, I know like the CEO may not be down for that. So I know how to just cut the sarcasm off. But other than that, it's me. People who know me know that it's all out of love. But I know who I can dial it up or dial it down to. But anyway, yeah, that's us. So I'm glad that we answered that because I think that was important. All right, so the next one is from one of our cool subscribers, Ronette Strauss. Uh, oh, okay. How did you guys meet and how long have you been friends?
all right. So years ago, I met him actually at a job years ago. We worked at the same place and probably like the 05-ish range. I don't know. It was we worked together like 6 or 7 years, I guess. It was somewhere like around 05, I guess, is when I met him. So we've known each other since then, I guess. Since what about 18? I don't know how many years is that? 17 years, 18 years, something like that.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah, I
Carry the
mean,
one.
let-
Yeah,
let's put it.
18
Listen, it's
years.
when the man was, had dark hair and no gray in his beard, and
Oh
now
yeah, how
look
about
at him.
that?
Now look at him. Now he's Frosty the
He's-
Snowman.
yeah, so what he said, so I don't even have to answer that. But yeah, so that was cool. You just never know what crosses your path and how things happen. Like I don't even know. I don't know if I asked you this question. Like, did someone at the job tell you about the job, or did you like just look it up in the newspaper and found it? I never asked you that.
I got that job actually from I was you remember when temp agencies were a thing? You could go to like an agency that would actually
Oh yeah,
help you find a job, and
yeah.
it was like right when I got out of like I went to community college for a couple years just to figure out what I wanted to do, and it was an opportunity to get into a place where I thought I could grow. I mean, I was in my early to mid 20s when I worked there, so it was a starting point for something that I thought could because it was involving sales, so that's kind of where it started to leap for me, and then I was able to branch out and do other things. But yeah, I got them through a temp agency. They was basically like they found you a job. It was a temp job, and then if you did well, they might hire you full time, and that's
Mm,
kind of what ended up happening. So that's how I got it.
cool. All right, thanks to temp agencies,
Yeah.
because there'd be no Taz in Philly. How about that if it wasn't for the temp agency that
Uh,
sent you there?
it's funny, dude. The day that I went to that temp agency, I was this close to fucking not going because I just didn't feel like working at that. Yeah. So I was this
Wow.
close to never meeting you, and now I'm wishing that I fucking never went.
Gotta love him.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right, so thank you, Ronette. So next one, let's see. I'm going to answer this one for me. So from Eric B, he
Oh
said,
boy.
"Why does Taz have so many Z's in his name?" Because
I'll go. I'll go
huh?
first.
You'll answer that for me.
Yeah, because you're boring as
Why?
shit, and everybody falls asleep when you fucking listen to you. So that's why you have a lot of Z's in your name.
Anyway,
It's like Nyquil. Like listening to
the
him is like
reason
taking
the
Nyquil.
reason I'm pretty anal about Taz, uh,
Oh,
is because three of the letters are the same damn letter. So I'm like, how can you just write one Z or two Z's? You went into a coma and couldn't write the third Z. So it just, for some reason, it just gets me when people just write Taz or Tazz. I'm like, what happened to the third? Did you forget to count to
well,
three?
at that point, why not go to a fourth Z and a fifth Z and a
Because
sixth
I
Z
have
and a seventh
three
Z?
in my name. That's the point. You
Uh,
like, so I'm like, it makes me laugh more than anything. Like I don't actually get like angry, but I usually have to call people out and like, how come so many people can't type the Z three times? It's the same key that you pressed the first time or the second time.
well, they
So
can, but no, but if you say I go by Taz, let's just say no, that's all you say. No, nobody's gonna be like, oh, I bet that's three Z's.
of course not. I'm talking about when they see it visually or written somewhere. That's when I
Nope.
always rag on them. But yeah, if I just said it out loud verbally, yeah, I wouldn't expect somebody to know that.
Oh,
But
well,
it
that's fair.
happens so often. I'm like, is there like a glitch in the matrix where like the brain can't process three Z's? Because it happens a lot, and it just baffles me. But I mean, again, it's not like I really get mad. I just overlook it. But it's the perfect time to call somebody out. Like, it's Taz, right, with three Z's. But anyway, I answered that for you, Eric B. Thank you for your support and everything. You're always in the comments and stuff. The next one is for the awesome KTO. Let's see what your question is. If you had to give up $1 million to someone or something excluding family and friends, who or what would it go to and how would you spend it? Hmm.
So in other words, I can't give the $1 million to my family, and I can't give it to a friend. Is that what it was?
Right. Who would it go to? I guess they mean, and how would they spend it? Well, I mean, we don't know how they would spend it, but who would you give $1 million up to if it can't be family or friends? That's an interesting question. You can go first.
Um,
I'm thinking.
Probably either like either something to do with cancer research, because that's everybody's really affected by that. And I've had it in my family before, or potentially something that might do with like animal rescues because I'm like a gigantic animal fan. And I mean, I think those resources could go to feeding abused or helping abused animals or rescues or adoptions, like all that. So maybe I'd split it between the two even, or, something like that. But I mean, if I couldn't give it to somebody that I love specifically, I think that would have to be the direction I would look.
That's a great question. Like I was actually waiting for you to say at least something with animals because you do love animals. I
Yep.
like this question because this might shock people. This will shock people, I guess, that know me. But it would be some type of charity or foundation for kids. Like, and I mean kids that are like down and out, where they're either abandoned in some way, or like the shelters where it's like children and like the mother who are like in hiding and stuff like that. Because my thing is, even though I don't want my own kids, like I'm perfectly happy without kids, but kids are not, they don't ask to be bought into this world. But if they're bought into this world and they're bought into a world where they're homeless, or they're in a scary situation, or they're um or they're I can't think of the word, when the parents die and they are, what is it called when they don't have any
Foster.
parents? Thank you.
Foster.
Yeah, something like that that helps out kids. There's two charities that I am affiliated with, and one is called No Kid Hungry, just like the title, because no kid should be hungry. And then one's called the Birthday Party Project, so it actually gathers money to have really cool, awesome birthday parties for kids who don't have the ability to have a cool birthday party. So
Never heard of that.
something like that. Yeah, I mean, because I like to, like I said, I like to be different. There's already a ton of charities out there for like cancer related stuff. So, but nobody thinks about the little things. Like a little kid, a birthday party means everything to them, or putting food in their mouth. Those are important things. So, I would like to take care of stuff like that because there's already a ton of wonderful people out there who donate to like cancer related stuff. So yeah, good question. I like that. I like that. Let's see. The next one is. Let me scroll because some of them are the same questions that we've answered before.
Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Do 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 do
Uh,
do 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 do
all right,
do
so this one
do
is
do 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 do.
some of them were repeat questions. So this one is from Sandra Hakos, Hakos. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. Your question was, do either of you play instruments, write songs or poetry, or sing? Well, we know somebody tries to sing. Go ahead,
Well,
Philly.
I mean, you guys have witnessed it yourself. I have velvet vocal cords. I have the voice of a god, clearly. So singing, certainly. That's why I have this microphone, because I sing amazingly. So, yes, I'm a great singer. As far as instruments are concerned, I am outside of my drumming that I do here, which I'm a lead at, and Taz will tell you. No, I'm embarrassed. I want to play the guitar. I played the piano for a little bit when I was younger, didn't stick with it. Can still play a couple of things that I remember, but not really. But I do want to pick up the guitar. I thought about starting that. I actually really thought about starting it during COVID. It just never happened. I figured there was nothing else to do. It was a perfect time to start learning how. But I just
Okay.
recently said I want to buy a guitar, whether it's even a cheaper one just to kind of fuck around with a little bit. But
Right.
yeah, I've always been intrigued by that. But no, I don't. What was the other singing? What was the other question? Is there anything else?
Write songs or poetry or sing.
When I was younger, yes, I did write poetry. I used to love to write. I actually considered going to college for writing. I was all into English literature. I used to write some books when I was a kid, poetry, shit like that. And for one summer, a guy that lived
Sorry.
across the street from me when I was like 12, 13 years old, we swore to God we were going to be the next crisscross. And
Oh no, I never knew that.
every day in the summer, he would sleep over my house. And keep in mind, I mean, it was a lot different back then. There weren't access to beats like there are where you could go. There was no internet. There was none of that shit. So what did
Right.
we have to do? We would basically take a tape that we bought at the store, and like at the end of a song, how there might be like 15 or 20 seconds of like just the beat until the song ended after they were done rapping or something like that. So we
Yeah.
would take another recorder and we would record those 15 seconds of a beat and we would put it on loop. So we would have it, we'd do it for like 3 minutes. So we'd had just 3 minutes of the beat. And then we would write to that beat. Okay. And then we would record with another recorder the beat and us rapping over top of it. And then we would have tapes. And the name of it was three. It was me and my two neighbors, and we were called the Tray Pack because we were three. And we were
I
three of
never
the
knew that.
youngest. We were three of the youngest, whitest. We sounded like fucking chicks because we hadn't hardly gone through puberty yet. But yeah, we were going to be the next big thing. I did that for a whole summer. Obviously, didn't get anywhere, but I did enjoy it, and it was fun. It was a cool experience, and I wish to God somehow I could find those tapes again because it would be hilarious to listen to at this moment.
That would be cool. As for me, like I can't play any instruments. I tried to learn the piano, like self-taught, because I was actually inspired by when I first heard the song by
Um,
oh my God, oh by John Legend,
oh
"Ordinary
boy.
People."
Oh,
When
here
I
we
heard
go.
"Ordinary," shut your face. When I heard "Ordinary People" by John Legend, I was like, oh my God, I gotta learn how to play the piano. And I actually was doing good. Like I learned how to play a few songs.
Oh,
One by the White Tees, I think it's called, or
the
oh, I
white
can't even think of the
tees.
name. Or maybe the song's called White Tee. Oh, I can't even think of the group name. Ah, oh, but the other song was by One Republic. What's that popular One Republic song?
I don't know. I'm not a One Republic guy, man. You gotta.
Oh man, damn
How
it,
do
I
you
can't
not
think
know
of it.
any? You can't think of anything ever.
It's a long time ago, but it was a One Republic song, and then one was called like the Plain White Tees, I think, or whatever. It might be the
The
group name, but
plain white
anyway.
tees.
And of course, John Legend. So I
Oh,
learned those self-taught because they have all that on YouTube, self-taught things. And I kept pausing it and stopping and pausing and stopping and playing the piano, playing the piano. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I started memorizing and stuff like the actual keys and the A sharps and all that stuff. So I forget what it was. I think life got in the way and I just stopped pursuing it. Like I never had like a trainer or anything. So
is there
that was
any
that.
chance? Any chance it was the white stripes?
No,
Man, all
it
right. Well,
was.
I took a gander because I'd never heard of any of that shit you're talking about.
Who sings "Hey There, Delilah"? Isn't it the White Tees or Tees or something? That
I
was
don't
it.
know, bro. I don't know that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Oh, "Apologize." For One Republic, the song was called "Apologize." I
Oh,
learned that to play the piano. That was really fun learning that one.
I
And then I think
apologize to the audience for this fucking ridiculous
it was
answer.
whoever sings that "Hey There, Delilah." Yeah. And for singing, I used to always do. I used to in my 20s and 30s. I used to go to karaoke's like every
Oh,
weekend.
okay,
My
give
voice, my voice. Wait a
rip him
minute,
out a bar.
my voice has changed a lot and
Okay,
strained a lot. But
give him a
back in my
little bit.
20s and 30s,
Now give him a little bit. Come on, give him a little bit. Give him a sample.
all right, one of my favorites was by a group called PM Dawn.
Oh
Rest in peace to one of them that passed. What?
no! Which
It
one are you gonna
was
do?
it was I Die Without You.
I knew this was coming.
Let me see. Is Oh, I apologize for all the things I've done. And now I'm underwater and I'm drowning. And is it my turn to be the one to cry? Isn't it amazing how some things just completely turn around? Woo! Oh, I haven't heard that sing that in so long. I got excited.
I
All right.
apologize for that, guys. Wow, that was horrendous. Holy shit! I'm just kidding. It was good. I'm just kidding.
Oh wow!
It
I
was
just had
good.
flashbacks. I haven't sang that in a long time, but that was one of my karaoke songs. And back when I was really into American Idol, like years ago, I wanted to go and audition, but at the time I was too old. Well, no, I was always too old. Or no, wait a minute. Yeah, I was always too old because they had a range where you stopped at like 21 or whatever. I forget. But anyway, wow, that was a good flashback time. So, yeah, that was cool. Thanks for that question. I haven't sang in a while. I haven't done karaoke in a while. Damn sure I
Thank
haven't
God.
sang on a recording to put on YouTube.
Thank
But I
God you
guess.
haven't sang in a while. Holy fucking shit.
But listen, thank you everybody. A lot of the other questions were like some of the questions we already answered, so you'll hear it and know that your question was answered in any event. But we want to thank everybody for participating in this. You get to know a little bit more about Philly and I. And for anybody new that's hopefully jumping on the channel, we hope you join our channel and see like what we're all about. Like we really care about all of you. There would be no Tazzz in Philly without our subscribers. So we appreciate that. We address that. We notice that. We thank you for that. We have so much fun with our banter. We have so much fun listening to these videos and reacting to them. We're also thinking of ways to grow and reinvent ourselves. We have a few coming soon. Well, one or two coming soon, and then this Q&A you've been waiting for. So, which proves that we keep our word. We said this is coming soon, and now this is going to be uploaded soon. So, any suggestions or anything besides like music suggestions to react to, if you have any ideas that you just want to shoot to us, we're always receptive. We love reading our comments. We read all the comments, and so forth. So thank you again. Anything else you want to say, Philly?
No, this was fun. It was different. Appreciate the questions. Guys certainly can continue to ask them, and if we get enough more, maybe we can even do another part 2 to this. So, thank you guys a lot. Any suggestions you have, keep the music suggestions coming. We will branch out. We'll do other genres. He loves genres of musicality that we can do, and whatever you guys want. It's all about whatever you guys want. So, again, we appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I hope we answered all the questions that you had for us. And I guess this is Philly, and that is Tazzz. It is a Tazzz and Philly show. Have a wonderful night, and peace.
And take it easy and keep it breezy.